Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here, live on YouTube and StreamYard for this very late night video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and as always, subscribe to this channel and all my other channels, which are down below. Friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and share this video all over the internet. And tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload. And that's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this late and sorry for that. On this late Wednesday night, May the 6th, 2020, if you're watching from somewhere else, May the 7th, 2020, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review for May the 6th, 2020 live from Jacksonville, Florida, Daly's Place. Yes, AEW is back live in Jacksonville, Florida from Daly's Place, and not many fans, but it is what it is. But they're back live. Going to be live every week for the foreseeable future at Daly's Place, because I don't think they're going to go anywhere else at this moment. But not in this moment, but at this moment. That's the side project. No, I'm just kidding. They're not going to go anywhere besides Daly's Place. They're not going to go to Vegas. They're not going to go to New York or Jersey. They're not going to go to California or any other state. They might go to Oklahoma City. That's the only place they could go because every other state's not open yet. You know. So basically, Florida's their home base right now, kind of like what NXT is with the Performance Center, and that's that. So. But NXT's not. I don't think NXT's doing any live shows right now. But you never know. But fans are coming back slowly but surely. I don't know when I'm gonna actually see fans. I don't. Like I said, they had fans in the stands, but I think they were like people from AEW, like jobbers or catering, or something like that, or some staff. I don't know. But it was what it was, and AEW brought it tonight, as they always do every Wednesday night, and pretty good show with a great main event, street fight between Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, otherwise known as the Sexy Gods, taking on Kenny Omega and Broken Matt Hardy. Yes, that was a pretty good main event. We had the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley in action. We had the AEW Women's Champion Nyla Rose, the Native Beast, in action. We also had a video from Brandy, and didn't end well for Brandy. We had Cody in action against Joey Janela. And we heard from MJF a couple times. But all in all, the show is pretty good as we're rolling on into Double or Nothing, which comes your way in about 2 weeks. So we got 2 more shows before Double or Nothing, which should be an extravagant show from Daly's Place, obviously, because I don't think they're going to go anywhere else, like I said. But Double or Nothing looks to be very good. Already got 1 match ready for the pay-per-view for the TNT Championship. It's going to be Cody against Lance Archer, and I think we got another match, or maybe it might be on TV. But we'll see what happens with a certain guy and a certain order. I think you know what I'm talking about. But we'll get to that when we get to that. And that's that. Let's get into the review. Let's not waste any more time because you're probably going to sleep soon, but it is what it is. All right. So we start off with some highlights from last week, mainly the semifinals of the tournament with Cody Rhodes getting the victory over Sammy Guevara, over Darby Allin, I should say. And we had Lance Archer defeated a bloody Dustin Rhodes, laying him out. And then, Cody trying to come out and trying to, QT Marshall was trying to throw the towel in, and Brandy was there. And then Cody comes in and he's like, I'm not throwing in the towel. He's my older brother, And then Lance Archer basically whipped his ass, and that was that. So we get that. So we're gonna see what happens tonight on Dynamite. So we start the show off with our first match. Before that, we had JR, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur, the normal commentary team, back. So that was nice. So we get some normalcy now. I miss Jericho and Schiavone, but for those couple of weeks that they did the show, they were fucking gold. It was awesome. Awesome, I tell you. Awesome. Better than those bums in NXT and I can't say anything bad about Morrow. But those idiots, on the Raw and SmackDown. AEW has the better commentary team. I'm just putting it that way. All right, so we start off with Cody and Joey Janela, and match was pretty decent. It was an okay match, pretty good. They begin with a stalemate. They work the ropes and they break. Cody falls with a tackle. They pick up the pace a little bit, trading near falls until Joey does some chops. Woo! Cody comes back, gets fired up, falls with some body shots in the corner. Then hits a delayed suplex for a near fall. Joey comes back with some strikes, whips Cody to the buckle, hits the elbow, and stuns Cody off the ropes. He hits a back suplex for a near fall and keeps things grounded. Cody comes back, but Joey cuts him off with some strikes. They go to the floor. Cody is whipped into the barricade, and Joey falls with some chops and some strikes. And then Cody cuts him off. They go to the ramp. Joey falls with more chops and then runs down the ramp. Cody sidesteps him and hits a disaster kick and a moonsault to the floor, which is pretty nice. They go back in. Cody's still in control. Goes to the pump kick, but Janela counts with a super kick. And then he goes up top, hits the Macho Man elbow. Well, not really the Macho Man elbow, but he had a pretty, devastating elbow drop. Gets 2.5 out of that. Cody comes back. They work up top. Cody hits an inverted superplex for a near fall. Goes to Crossroads. Joey counters it, but Cody hits his patented power slam for a near fall. Cody goes for the Cody Cutter. Joey counted into a German, falls up with a lariat. Goes for a moonsault, missed it, and Cody hits the Cody Cutter for a near fall. And Joey's begging to stop it. And Cody comes back with some strikes, and they go back and forth, lining each other up. And then Cody counters right into Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody gets the win. And Cody continues his momentum as he goes to Double or Nothing to face Lance Archer for the TNT Championship. And he's on a roll right now, and we'll see what happens with him as we get into next week and the week and right up to Double or Nothing. We'll see what happens with that. I still think Lance Archer's gonna win a TNT Championship, but I would not be surprised if they give it to Cody, then give it to Lance. I really don't think Lance should lose. He's a maniac. Let Lance win and then let Cody chase him, and then eventually he'll get it. But he's the number one contender to the world title, so we don't know what we're gonna do with that. So we'll see what happens with that. So match was pretty good. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars, and a good opener. Very competitive match. They shake hands after the match, mutual respect. So that was nice. And we're off and running on AEW Dynamite. All right, then we get a video package, basically of the women's division, mainly the Native Beast, Nyla Rose. They show her beating Rio to win the title, and then they show the number one contender Hikaru Shida, and they also show Chris Statlander, Penelope Ford, and then they show Dr. Britt Baker, baby. You have to say that, but it is what it is. So they interview Tony Schiavone interviews Nyla, and I think it was a bad idea for him to interview her because she said the video was cute and she's a real dominant force. So he tells Tony Schiavone to go back and do his job because she's gonna do hers. And that's all I gotta say about that. So she told Tony to shut his mouth and get back to commentary. And that was that. So I did that 2.5 out of 5 stars. So we get to the match, your squash match of the week. Nyla Rose taking on Kenzie Page. Page? No. Not that Page, but Kenzie Page. Nyla beat her up. You know, Page got a little bit of offense in, but as always, you know, doing a squash match, you know, the jobber gets a little bit of offense in, that's it. Nyla beat her up and tosses her around like a rag doll. Goes up top, hits a swanton bomb. And goes for the cover. It looked like it was about to be over, but Nyla pulled her up. And then she hits not 1, not 2, but 3 beast bombs. And dominated 1, 2, 3. She picks up the win. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. Just domination from the Native Beast, Nyla Rose. And a lot of people on Twitter and YouTube are saying that, oh, she should fight some guys because she's a guy. Don't give me that bullshit with her again. Come on. Don't give me that bullshit that, oh, she's a man in a women's world. She's a man holding a women's title. Don't you remember that Eric Young won the women's title way back when? Mm-hmm. Because you guys don't do your research and your homework. So you can go fuck yourselves. That's all I gotta say about that. Stop picking on Nia. Not Nia, Nyla. Stop picking on her. And I'm not saying that because because she's a man. Well, never mind what I just said. She's a woman. I'm sticking up for her. Oh, Peter, you're sticking up for a transvestite. Ew. No, I'm sticking up for a great wrestler. A wrestler. She dominated WOW. She dominated Japan. She's dominating AEW right now. She ain't losing that belt anytime soon. It's not probably gonna be either the Hikaru Shida, Chris Statlander, or Britt Baker. And I'm thinking it's gonna be Britt Baker. But we'll see what happens with that as we move on in time. And that's that. So Nyla Rose wins, dominates, and that's that. And we move on from there. And if you're joining me on YouTube, or if you're coming over from Twitter, join the chat and we'll have a little bit of a discussion, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. All right, then we get a video from everybody's favorite wrestler, MJF, who is now back. He talks about people thinking they're the next big thing. They can think that, but he's the guy. He's the guy as a 24-year-old kid. He's 24? Damn. Kind of young for 24. Look at me. I'm 43. I look like I'm 25, but, I'm not a kid. I'm a man. Got a beard. That's all I got to say about that. He says he has taken the spot and he is ratings a prodigy, and he has it. He's no kid. He's not The Rock. He's not Roddy Piper or Ric Flair. He's something we've never seen before. And he says when he comes back, his spot on the throne will be waiting. and he mentions that he's MJF and he's better than us and injury free, and you knew that already, and you know it. So next week he's back in action, and he mentioned that he's overhealed. That was funny. I'm overhealed. That was funny. So good promo from MJF. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So next week we will see him in action, probably against some jabroni nobody gives two shits about. But they're really pushing him to be the guy to dethrone Jon Moxley, and we'll see what happens with that. Because I think MJF will win the belt and then probably lose to Cody. But who knows? And that's all I gotta say about that. So 3 out of 5 stars for that promo. That not promo, it was a video. All right, after that, we got a video from Shawn Spears talking about Dustin Rhodes' career is over and he blames Cody for it. He let his brother be brutalized and didn't protect him when he could have stopped it because he's selfish, or is it because he wants the Rhodes legacy for himself? That was interesting little promo from Shawn Spears. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's that. So maybe Cody's out for himself. I don't know. Maybe Dustin will return heel. I doubt that, but we'll see what happens with that, and we move on from there. And that's it. So this is not the last time we see Shawn Spears. Of course, we get it right after that. We go to ringside with Tony Schiavone. Is with Shawn Spears and MJF. No social distancing there. So they're betting as usual, and they give Tony $100. MJF mocks the talent and says he's back next week. Puts over Shawn Spears for his comments on Cody. And Shawn Spears is like, I tell it like it is. And then Shawn Spears praises MJF for his comeback story, which is better than a 30 for 30 special. Kind of taking a shot at the Last Dance with the Bulls and Jordan and Pippen and Grodman and company and Phil Jackson, which is pretty damn fucking good. If you haven't watched it, I mean, you need to go watch that. The Last Dance, episodes 1 through 6, fucking amazing. I don't know that. I think that's the last. I don't know if there's going to be any more after this. Really, I don't think they really should, because I think this past weekend they showed like the Rodman years, and when Jordan came back for the 3rd time, when it was with the Wizards. We should have won the fucking title with the Wizards. Not that we're going anywhere. Anyway, they didn't have a good team. And then him buying the Hornets and being and everybody thought he was coming back for a 4th time. That didn't happen. They showed the Dream Team and all this other stuff. But it was pretty interesting to see. Pretty interesting, and that's that. That and the Dark Side of the Ring stuff, that's freaking good TV right there. I mean, we just saw this past week with the UWF, and now that was pretty interesting to see. This week we got the sad story of the Road Warriors. So that should be interesting. And we're getting closer and closer to that Owen Hart episode. I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be heart-wrenching and tear-jerking, like the Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero thing. And the first episode, the very first episode, Dark Side of the Ring. Then they went from that to New Jack. Go figure. Then they went to Dino Bravo. They went to Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Dr. Dave Schultz. And John Stossel, that whole incident, they talked about that. So we're going to get the Road Warriors this week, which should be pretty exciting. And they talk about, the Road Warriors and Hawk's death and him, the whole thing with him and drugs and all that shit. that killed him, and then really that's that for the Road Warriors. I mean, Animal's still alive. He's I think he's like a agent, or he's a I don't know what he's doing with WWE right now. But it's gonna be an interesting episode. This week on Dark Side of the Ring. So go watch it because I said so. So we get that, and then Tony Schiavone said, "It's like, we just been informed that MJF will face Jungle Boy at Double or Nothing." And MJF spits out his wine or whatever he was drinking, and he's like, "What? I didn't sign up for this." So we're gonna get that match at Double or Nothing. Not that I'm really interested in it, because we all know MJF is gonna win. So, I mean, he's gonna remain undefeated and. But it is what it is, and that's that. So MJF back next week on his road to Double or Nothing, and his match with Jungle Boy. I mean, he couldn't face Marco Stunt. At least it would have been more boring than facing Jungle Boy. But it should be an interesting little match. That's all I gotta say about that. So I gave that whole thing 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we will move on from there. And that's that. All right, then we get to our next match, a non-title match. We had Frankie Kazarian of SCU. I came out with Scorpio Sky and Christopher Daniels, who just accompanied him. They didn't stay at ringside or anything. He takes on the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jon Moxley. And this match was pretty good. It wasn't that bad. Kaz in his first singles match. That was pretty nice. SCU's got like 16 wins. I think that as a tag team. Jeez. So anyway, like I said, the match was pretty good. They start locking up, work the ropes for a break. Kaz grounds and pounds for a little bit, and it fouls with some tackles, grounds and pounds some more. Moxley fights, works to his feet, and attacks the arm. Falls with some chops. Kaz fires back, and Moxley grounds and pounds a little bit. Kaz comes back, takes control, grounding the champion. Moxley escapes. They go back and forth. Kaz grounds him again. Moxley counts into a backbreaker. Follows with some cross-face strikes. Then he works over Kaz in the corner, following with a backbreaker for a near fall. They go back and forth, working in some counters. Kaz hits a spin kick until Moxley dumps him on the ramp. He goes outside, works him over, and knocks Kaz to the floor. Then he go back and forth on the floor. Moxley shoots him into the barricades and is in full control as he goes back in. Then he hits a suplex for a near fall. Then he hits the Regal knee strike, sending Kaz to the floor. Moxley then hits a dive to the floor, but Kaz cuts that off, and they go back in, hits a missile drop kick. He falls with a slingshot DDT for a near fall. Goes for an unprettier, which gets counted into a German suplex, but Kaz counts into a backstabber and an unprettier for a near fall. Then they go back and forth. Moxley hits a headbutt. Kaz hits a drop kick until Moxley hits John. Woo! And then he goes for dirty deeds. Done dirt cheap. But Kaz counters into a submission. But Moxley gets out of that. Kaz cuts him off with a draping leg drop. Then a German. Falls with some strikes. And then they go back and forth. Moxley hits the lariat. But Kaz cradles him up for a near fall. Then he suplexes Moxley into the turnbuckle. Ow. Then they go up top. Kaz knocks him up, and Moxley counters the whatever move that Kazarian was going to do off the top. He counters into dirty deeds, done dirt cheap, and finishes him off 1, 2, 3, and a pretty good competitive match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. Now Moxley back on TV because we haven't seen him in a while. Plus, it's a stupid virus. So now he's back, and we'll see what happens with that. Kaz looked pretty strong, but this was going to go to Moxley anyway, so that's that. So like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars for that. Then afterwards, the Dark Order comes out, the little minions, like numbers 1 through 8. I don't know what number they were, but they all come out, start attacking Moxley after the bell, and then Daniels and Scorpio Sky come out to make the save, but they get beat down. And then the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, comes out, hits a lariat to Moxley. Then excuse me. Then he gets on the mic, says he's here to collect on the bounty Moxley put on his own head, and says the Dark Order are the only energy he can feel. He isn't the same man anymore. He's a leader. He makes lives extraordinary and apologizes for his desire for the AEW title. Then he officially challenges him for it, asking if Moxley is a scared little boy. So Moxley comes back and says all he had to do was act. So the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, lays him out with a big boot. And then the minions swarm him, kick his ass, as Brody Lee just leaves, and that's that. So looks like we got an AEW title match for, I don't know if it's going to be on TV next week or it's going to be at Double or Nothing with Jon Moxley and the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee. This should be interesting. A little Shield, Wyatt family thing going on. Because I don't really think I might be wrong, but I don't think they've ever gone one-on-one. I might be wrong. Maybe when then Luke Harper was the IC champ, maybe he had a match with Dean Ambrose back then, but I could be wrong. That's that. So the aftermath was pretty good. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. So, like I said, we're going to see Moxley and Brody Lee one-on-one for the AEW World Title. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be next week or it's going to be at Double or Nothing, but we'll see what happens with that. If it's at Double or Nothing, I think it's obvious that Moxley's probably going to win by disqualification. It's not going to not going to make Brody Lee lose in his first title opportunity. He's not going to make him lose. It's going to be some clusterfuck finish. Moxley's going to get the win and hold on to the belt. And that's that. So we'll see what happens. I think the feud will go on for a little bit, but not too long. Because they got to save Moxley for MJF. Whatever that will be. Maybe it might be at all in, but who knows? And that's that. All right, then we get a video from the lovely Brandy Rhodes, and basically talk about the messages that Jake Roberts sent her. She knows a confrontation is coming. They will try to scare her, and Cody will save her so that they can trap him. That's old school and good, but it's not 1991 anymore. Kind of going circa WCW with like Jake Roberts was a fucking beast in WCW with the trust me gimmick, and the matches he had with Sting, the spin the wheel, make the deal thing at Halloween Havoc, and then Sting had another one with Vader. Oh. No, actually he had one with Jake Roberts, but actually that was the first one when the Coal Miners Glove match, which ended really bad. The ending with that was horrible. And then there was another one, I think, with Vader and somebody. I think Mick Foley, or I know there was I think 2 spin the wheel make the deal matches in WCW. I believe there was 2, and Sting was in one of them, and I think Vader was in the second one. I think it was Sting and Vader in the second one. I'm not quite sure of that one, but anyway, so. She says it's not 1991 anymore, and she will fight back. She's an independent woman and says Jake knows of her and knows everyone she knows, but she's Brandy Rhodes, the chief branding officer of AEW, and Jake needs to keep her name out of his mouth. So this little feud between Cody and Lance Archer is getting really, really personal right now with Brandy and gets going after Jake Roberts. And that was that. So it was an interesting promo. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And that was that. So yeah, if I was Jake Roberts, I would shut my mouth. But Jake Roberts. It is what it is. All right, then we get to our next match: Lance Archer versus QT Marshall. We had Brandy at ringside with QT Marshall, and we had Jake Roberts at ringside. Because we haven't seen Jake Roberts on at the arena in a while since Lance Archer debuted for AEW. So Jake's at ringside, sitting down with his mask on, of course, because they have to be social distancing. They have to practice that. They don't want to get the COVID, and that's all that matters. Match was okay. It wasn't great. And it's also with QT Marshall taking a fight to Lance, but it's quickly cut off as Lance goes berserk. QT manages to dump it to the floor, but Lance hits an apron choke slam as we go to break. Come back, Lance continues to dominate, picking up a near fall. QT comes back, tries to come back, gets dumped, and then we see Britt Baker hit him with a shoe. Who hits him with a shoe? Honestly. So I don't know. Britt Baker gets some action, not that kind of action, but you know what I mean. Because she's been getting action with Adam Cole, baby, for months, years, who knows. They go back in. Marshall tries to make a comeback. It's a back handspring kick and a suplex. He's up top, jumps over Lance, and Lance hits the pouch. Period. Then he picks him up and hits Blackout. Looked like he was about to win. 1, 2, and picks him up and decides to finish him up with the claw. So that was that. So obviously Lance Archer was going to win because they're pushing him and Cody to the TNT title match, the TNT Championship title match. So that was that. Yeah, so it works. Yeah, not a squash match per se because it lasted almost 8 minutes, so not really a squash, but QT got some offense in, and that was that. And the match was all right. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Afterwards, Britt Baker lays out Brandy with a DDT on the floor for tossing her shoe away. You don't want to mess with somebody with a woman's shoe. So I bet you that's going to lead to Britt Baker and Brandy next week. Or sometime in the future, maybe at Double or Nothing. Who knows? So she rolls her in. Jake comes out with his snake. Not Damien, but a snake. I don't know who his name is. Damien 3. I don't know what his name was. Drapes it over Brandy. Cody, I don't know why he didn't come out and save his wife. He's too busy freaking smoking his cigar and running the backstage with Tony Khan. And JR kind of tries to like cover for Cody, saying the locker rooms were far away in Daily's place because of social distancing. Yeah, okay. Good cover there, JR. So yeah, and that snake went all over Brandy. Brandy took it like a champ. I mean, that snake was trying to. I thought it was gonna wrap around her. It kind of got a little dicey, and then the snake kind of went in between Brandy's legs, and that snake went downtown. He went into parts unknown, if you know what I mean. But I think that's not the first time Brandy's had a snake in between her legs. I digress. And that's that. Anyway, I'm probably gonna get calls now from the AEW fans and everybody like, oh, what did you say about Brandy? And Cody's probably gonna call me now. I can only imagine my phone's gonna ring. Cody Rhodes is on the phone. What did you say about my wife? I didn't mean anything nasty by it, but I'm just a fucking pervert. But you knew that already. And that's that. Oh boy. So I give the Aftermath 3 out of 5 stars. And just more to the Cody Rhodes, Lance Archer storyline. And we'll see what happens next week with that. That's that. All right. So next week on the show, we got the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, taking on the AEW champion Jon Moxley. I don't know if it's for the title or non-title. Actually, that's going to be at Double or Nothing. I read my notes wrong. So that's going to be the I would assume the main event, or it's going to be, or the TNT title might be the main event. I don't know. So we got that Jungle Boy versus MJF, and we got Cody versus Lance Archer for the TNT title, and also a casino ladder match. Whatever that. Well, that's probably going to be either on the show or on the pre-show. But I would assume the casino ladder match is probably going to be for a title shot for the AEW World Title, or maybe the tag titles. I don't know I don't know. They haven't really. I don't think they said anything. But it should be interesting to see a casino ladder match. We don't know the participants yet, but we'll probably find out in the next 2 weeks. So that's it for Double or Nothing. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 matches official for the Double or Nothing. Probably get a couple more in the coming weeks. But it looks like Double or Nothing should be a pretty good show. And that's that. And we'll see what happens with that. All right. Then after that, we get Taz interviewing Darby Allin. Darby refuses to talk to Taz. I mean, who wants to really talk to Taz? And says he made a lot of mistakes and wants to help, but Darby walks off. So, yeah, Taz has made a lot of mistakes in the past going to WWE. Is one of them. They basically killed him. You know, he did pretty well on commentary with Michael Cole during the time he was on SmackDown. And that was that. Then he went to TNA and was okay with Mike Tenay. And then with Josh Matthews for a little bit. And then he left. And then he's doing his podcast now on WFAN. Who knows what's going to happen with Taz? From Red Hook, brother. That's all I got to say about that. So it was an interesting little segment. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. All right, next week on AEW Dynamite, we got MJF returning in action. We got the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, taking on Christopher Daniels. Should be interesting. We got the Best Friends, Chucky T and Trent, taking on Jurassic Express. I assume it's going to be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Or then I don't know if Marco Stunt's going to be there. Is he still alive? Is Marco Stunt still alive? People, let me know. Not that I care, but that's that. We have a Fatal 4-Way women's match. Hikaru Shida versus Penelope Ford versus Dr. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. I guess to see who might be the number 1 contender to Nyla Rose's title. Probably just for positioning, not really for anything. We got Chris Jericho taking on Pineapple Pete. That's not me, but some other guy named Pineapple Pete. Probably a squash match. And then we got a Lance Archer, Jake Roberts interview next week. So we'll see. That should be interesting. Probably talking about what they did to Brandy, and they'll talk more about Cody. And maybe a little bit of Dustin too. I don't know. Jake Roberts will probably talk through the whole thing, as always, because he's the mouthpiece for Lance Archer because he can't talk for himself. it is what it is, and that's that. So next week should be a barn burner of a episode with lots of stuff happening as we get closer and closer to Double or Nothing in 2 weeks. All right. Then we get to the main event, a street fight, Falls Count Anywhere match with a broken Matt Hardy, yes, and Kenny Omega taking on Le Champion, Chris Jericho, and the Spanish God Sammy Guevara, otherwise known as the Sexy Gods. Go figure. Pineapple Pete tried to attack Jericho during his entrance. I guess he really wants to get his ass handed to him next week. So we got that. We had Jake Hager at ringside. This was a freaking brawl. I mean, this was a good ending to the show. I mean, they fought all over Daly's place, and even out of Daly's place, too. This was absolutely ridiculous and fun. You know, they used a lot of weapons. Not that many weapons. They used a golf cart. You know, a riser. You know, blah 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 blah. And that's that. So, like I said, Jake Hager at ringside. It's also with Matt biting Sammy as the battle begins. They pair off. Kenny and Jericho fighting on the floor while Matt powerbombs Sammy for a near fall. And Matt and Kenny are in control, running wild. You go nuts. Dominic Jericho and Sammy Callis, you can't escape. And then Matt and Jericho battle on the stage. Jericho throws him down the entrance tube as the Sexy Gods isolate Kenny with double teams and they pose. And then Matt returns, but he's not broken anymore. He's old school Matt Hardy. Hardy Boys version Matt Hardy, not version 1. And he goes nuts, hitting a twist of fate for a near fall. Sammy then dumps him, and then Kenny hits a Snapdragon suplex. And then Jericho attacks with some bat shots with a baseball bat, Louisville Slugger, whatever you want to call it. Sammy goes for a shooting star press, but Kenny got the knees up. Jericho's dumped, and Matt hits another twist of fate, and Kenny hits a V trigger on Sammy. Matt pulls out a ladder. Kenny gets a table, and then Kenny hits a knee strike. They lay Sammy on the table. Matt hits a splash off the ladder, but Hager pulls out the ref, takes out Kenny. They head to the floor. Hager helps his inner circle pals, dominating as they brawl into the stands. Jericho uses some chair shots on Matt, and then they go all the way to the back. And then Matt stuffs Jericho into an ice machine. But Jericho hits him with a bag of ice. Ow. And then Hager locks him in the ice machine. That's not good. Kenny bows back until Sammy whisks him into the ATM machine. I guess he had to make a withdrawal. Something like that. Kenny fights back, powerbombs him into a garage door. Then Kenny hits a V trigger to Hager. Jericho cuts him off. He suplexes him onto a barricade. Ow. But Kenny fires back with a wet floor sign. Matt comes back as Damascus, the new broken Matt Hardy, from the ice machine. Uses the golf cart to run over Jericho. They're kind of going, Grand Theft Auto a little bit, running over Jericho and Sammy Guevara. That was kind of funny. Kenny joins in, and they chase Sammy down and run him over. They lay Jericho on a table. Kenny climbs into a cherry picker, or a riser, whatever you want to call it. And it goes up, and then Hager attacks Matt. Kenny then hits a moonsault into everyone, but then Santana and Ortiz come out, and they help out, beating down Kenny and Matt. They powerbomb Matt through a couple of tables. Then they take Kenny to the golf cart, and they powerbomb him on top of the cart. And then they hold up Kenny for Jericho. They hit the Judas effect. 1, 2, 3. They get the inner circle, get the win in a absolutely brutal brawl. that I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just awesome. It continues the elite inner circle feud that will culminate with that blood and guts thing. I don't know when that's going to be, when or where it's going to be. Going to be happening soon, but maybe after Double. I would think after Double or Nothing, but who knows at this point what happened with that feud. Afterwards, the inner circle, they pose, and pose giving the middle finger as you see the inner circle on the scoreboard at Daly's place, or maybe at where the Jaguars play. I think it's around the same place. So that was that. So that was pretty cool to see that. And that's it for AEW Dynamite. And yes, I do need a haircut. I know. Yeah, pretty soon I'll be getting one. Pretty soon. But not right now. Now, Rosa wants to give me a haircut. But, as we all know, friends, don't let your girlfriends cut your man's hair. That's all I got to say. If you want, if Rosa cuts my hair, it's going to look really, really bad. And she's cut my hair before, and it didn't look good. But right now, I can't go get a haircut until the nail salons and the barber shops open up, which probably won't be for another month or two. So at this rate, might be September. My hair will be down to my ass, and I'll be playing the loudest, fastest rock and roll I possibly could. It's getting long. It's getting close to my shoulders right now. But that's that. And we're going to move on from there. So that ends AEW Dynamite. Pretty good street fight between the Sex Gods and Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega. It was fun, brutal. I was hoping Kenny and Matt would win, but Kenny took the L for the Elite and continues the storyline. We'll see where it goes in the coming weeks. We had some storyline progression with Cody and Lance Archer. Cody picks up a victory. Lance Archer picks up a victory. And then they destroy Brandy Rhodes. So that's going to piss off Cody even more. So we'll see what Brandy's condition is next week. And we'll see what happens with that. Nyla Rose continues to dominate the women's division. We'll see what happens with her. Like I said, next week, we got Brody Lee and Christopher Daniels. What else? I'm trying to get my MJF returning. We got the Best Friends in Jurassic Express. We got a Fatal 4-Way women's match of Kuroshita, Penelope Ford, Dr. Britt Baker, Bebe, and Chris Statlander. And we also got Chris Jericho and Pineapple Pete going one-on-one. And also a Lance Archer, Jake Roberts interview. So next week should be pretty damn good for AEW. And we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. So not a bad episode of AEW Dynamite. I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment or a video reply down below. Let me know what you guys think. And if you have any questions regarding AEW, Impact Wrestling, TNA, whatever we want to call it now. I think they're calling it TNA again. I don't know. You want to talk about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, CCW, Ring of Honor, anything in the world of professional wrestling, put it down below in the comment section of this video or hit me up via my Twitter page at the Twitter link down below. Link is down below in the description box. At Gilmore Inc. is my handle, so check it out. And that's that. So hopefully we'll get to a Q&A maybe on Memorial Day. I'm kind of planning on doing it for Memorial Day, so get your questions in now. Because I'm gonna be doing it on Memorial Day, right before Raw, not like a few hours before Raw, because I'm hoping to get the day off for Memorial Day, get my time and a half money. Because I'm not going to work. I really don't want to go to work Memorial Day. I worked the past 2 years on Memorial Day. I really want Memorial Day weekend off, even though I'm working Saturday. That's Saturday. So hopefully I can get Sunday, Monday, and then maybe Tuesday off. Or maybe just Sunday and Monday off. I'll probably have to work the morning shift because one of my associates is on vacation that week. So probably have to work some morning shifts like I have to do this next Wednesday. Oh God. Gonna wake up at 6:30 in the morning. Ugh. Not good. But I make more money than you. That's all I gotta say about that. So yeah. Making the money you wish you had as an essential worker. Getting that good pay that you wish you had. And that's that. And that's that. So yeah, Q&A, live Q&A on Memorial Day. Hopefully that's I'm hoping it's gonna happen. If it doesn't, maybe it'll be after Memorial Day, probably on one of my off days I can get, or maybe sometime doing probably after Memorial Day, probably like the week, like that Sunday after Memorial Day. So probably around that Memorial Day weekend or at the week after that will be my live Q&A on this channel. So we'll see what happens with that. So get your questions formulated. You want to ask me anything in the world of sports, movies, music, religion, politics. I really don't give two shits. So get your questions in now. And I will be, over the next couple weeks, I will be reminding you guys on Facebook and Twitter and also here on YouTube to send in your questions either beforehand and the day of the Q&A. So hopefully we have a lot of questions. I don't know how long we're going to go. Maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how many questions we get. And we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Get some sleep and enjoy your Thursday tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with my NXT review and my Money in the Bank predictions. Because Money in the Bank is this Sunday, on pay-per-view. We got SmackDown Friday night. I'll be doing my SmackDown reviews Friday night right after SmackDown. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to bed. And hopefully you guys are too. And if not, well, go to bed. Or have a late night snack and go to bed. Or do whatever the fuck you want. Go jack off. I don't give two shits. And that's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace out. Rock on. If you're not down with that, well, that's too bad. And all I got to say is, fuck you, man. That's that. So thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace, bitches.